Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. This is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle show, hosted by the founder of this platform, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and myself, Roland Friedl. How important is your health and fitness to you? We show you how you can easily eat healthier every day, how you can improve your fitness and recover much quicker after your exercises and workouts. Families will learn how to optimize their children's health and nutrition. And finally, you will also hear how you live a long, healthy, and fit life into your old age. Join us here on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle.
Well, hello, welcome, Roland. So good to see you here today on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle here at USA Global TV and Radio. How are you?
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. Yeah, first of all, great to see you again. I'm always happy to see you on Mondays when we have our show. Well, I'm fine, thank you. My dog is recovering. I'm recovering from the stress. Everything is going better. Thanks.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And, I'm still dealing with my mom's passing. And the reason I even mention that is because when you're under stress, as you've been, as I've been, it takes an impact. It hits your immune system because you are coming from stress constantly day and night. So what's been your experience? Because you've really been going through a lot with your beloved Aloha. How's it impacted you physically and mentally?
Well, to be honest, it has an impact on me, but a very low one, to be honest, because I know how to handle situations like this, especially mentally. I don't play much drama. Sometimes it happens to me for a few minutes, of course, or I feel like a victim maybe for a minute or two, then I get out of the state. Honestly, I trained this many, many years and for that. And my immune system, well, actually, as the rest of my life, or so, when I'm not stressed or things happen like events like happen like this or occur like this, actually, I guess I live a quite healthy lifestyle. So my immune system is quite robust and can handle the situation. But when it's too much, then I take some additional action to boost my immune system. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Roland. And I love what you just shared there, because I think it's so important that we do have the ability to work on ourselves, work on how we deal with stress, because obviously stressful situations will present themselves. But when we have the skills and the expertise, it's not as dramatic or traumatic as it could be or as it might be for someone else.
Yeah, because most things, especially when certain events happen or somebody does something to you, or something happens or whatever it is, most of the stress or most of the challenge starts in your head. It's how we interpret a situation. So mostly the situation itself, sometimes it's really hard, of course, depending on the event, but it gets harder and more difficult when we play trauma, when we feel like a victim, when we feel helpless and feel like a victim, then they get even worse. And that's the thing that some people really get in a so-called negative content loop. So they have a bad experience, they have a bad mindset about it. The bad mindset, of course, has an input or an impact on the emotions or the negative emotions. When you have negative emotions, of course, you have negative habits. So you take non-positive actions. These non-positive actions give a negative result. This negative result confirms your thoughts in your head, or your belief. It confirms yourself. You can even have more negative thoughts. You get more negative emotions, more negative habits, more negative actions, more negative results, and then you're in this negative content. And sometimes for people, it's really hard to get out of it. I was there many years ago too, but I had the chance to get trained about it and train myself on that. And of course, as I said in the beginning, sometimes I play drama, especially when an event happens with a person I'm emotionally attached, like a partner or my kids or stuff like that. Yeah, more. It takes a little bit more longer to get out, but I get out. But with other people, I get out in a minute.
Excellent. Thanks for the transparency as always. I was there a number of decades ago as well. And it's funny when you think back to it, when they say tunnel vision, you literally are just so focused on this one thing, you can't even see anything else. I think that happened to a lot of people, not to you per se, not to me per se, but to many people during the pandemic, that their world just got to be this big and everything was traumatic and dramatic. And your immune system can definitely be affected by that. So today we're talking about how to boost your immune system, and obviously having a healthy lifestyle is a good start, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, we can do a lot about the immune system. We're not victims of our immune system. We can do a lot, and it's not the genes. We know that we know that our lifestyle has an effect on the genes and not the other way around. But actually, before I want to start about what helps to boost your immune system, maybe we should spend a few minutes and have a look at what you should avoid to, I wouldn't say to destroy, but what you should avoid to harm your immune system in the beginning, because some people are harming their immune system every day, consciously or unconsciously, and then they always ask for help. I said, okay, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should change your lifestyle first, and then talk about boosting your immune system, because we can do a lot of things on a daily basis to avoid that our immune system is suffering. And when there are traumatic events, stress or whatever happens, your immune system is robust enough, and maybe you can give some extra help. Maybe that's another. I always say, Dr. Jacalyn, when people, when you're in a hurry, yeah, and you enter an office building and there is, a crystal door, and you're in a hurry and it's really absolutely clean. You don't see the door and you run against it and you hurt yourself. Maybe you can put a Hansaplast or Leukoplast on it. Yeah, because blood is running down. Maybe you clean it, put it in, and then you try to enter again. Maybe it's a good advice to open the door first and not run against it again, and put another leukoplast on it and run against it and put another one. So that's what most people are doing. They're not changing. They're not willing to change their lifestyle. They're always looking for a shortcut, for a miracle pill or miracle advice. No, it's not that. So maybe we have a look at it, what we should avoid in the beginning, and then then we talk about what we can do to improve our immune system. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. We can talk about toxic situations, toxic choices, toxic relationships. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, let's start with what you could avoid on a daily basis. So what I see people is, there are some circumstances or events you cannot change, especially when you live in a city. You have a lot of toxic stuff. There is a lot of smoke. There are a lot of chemical stuff. There are a lot of pollution when you live close in a city or close to an industrial area. Well, I mean, it's easy to say move and go somewhere else. It's easy to say it, but not for everybody. So maybe you have to stay there. You have your house there, your kids there, your job there. So some circumstances are really difficult to change, of course. But there are circumstances. So the question is, how do you harm your body and your immune system? Maybe you have a look on your diet. What are you really eating on a daily basis? Is it pure? Is it natural? And we don't talk about veganism or vegetarian or meat. It doesn't matter. The question is, how pure is it? Because you can have a vegan toxic food when it's a lot of herbicides and pesticides or stuff like that. You can also have a toxic meat when it comes from mass production with a lot of hormones and stuff like that. So I don't care what kind of diet you prefer, but it's all about eating as clean as possible, meaning have a look where you buy your vegetables or your meat or both. So maybe you can go on a local market, when maybe you have the chance to go on a farmer's market. Maybe you have the chance to buy directly to produce it. You see how they produce it. It's organic, it's healthy, it's fresh. That's the best thing. So food has a huge impact on your immune system. I know that there's a lot of miracle stuff out. Take curcuma, take this and this, that. Yes and no. To be honest, hundreds of years ago, depending when you live in an area where there was never ever curcuma or lemons or oranges, because like I'm raised up in Austria, in the middle of Europe. We have strong winters. There are no lemon trees, there are no orange trees, there are no curcuma. And my ancestors had a strong immune system and survived too. So they didn't die early. Some of my grandpas and grandparents, they're 100 and older. So they had not this miracle power food, or whatever you call it. But what they did is they had pure real food. There was no supermarket. There was no processed food, no artificial colorings, flavors, or whatever. So they had natural food. Maybe a simple one, yeah, but natural food. That's one important thing is food. The second thing is avoid as many chemicals on your body. I don't know, especially women. I'm a man coming up to it, so the men's market is growing in the beauty industry like crazy. I don't know in the US, but in Europe, an average woman spends about 300 euros a month on beauty products. 300 euros.
Wow.
That's a hell.
That's
so
a lot.
Some more because they have more money, some less. But I remember my second wife, she spent 300 or 400 euros of dollars for a small cream like this. And she strongly believes in it. But anyway, but the point is, especially in beauty products, mostly when it's a brand, they're not really healthy. Most of them are very toxic, to be honest. So what are you putting in your hair? How do you wash your hair? How you do a shower? What kind of cream are you using? It goes everything into your cells, and it has an effect on your immune system. Also, what kind of chemicals are you using in your household when you're cleaning up your house? How you paint your walls or whatever. So, or when you buy furniture and whatever. So there's a lot of chemicals. There's thousands and thousands of chemicals we are surrounded on a daily basis in our office, in our car. When you buy a car that is produced, there are many chemicals, and sorry, and all these chemicals are still in the atmosphere around, or in the office or whatever. So, and I know some things are really hard to avoid. I know it absolutely, but I just want to say, okay, avoid as much as possible. So try to buy really sorry, maybe it's not a fancy brand, but try to avoid those fancy brands in your beauty case and stuff like that. Most of them are not really healthy. That's one
Roland,
thing.
I just wanted to share something. We have a show here called Secrets to Timeless Beauty with Katrina Valenti. She's in Dubai. And one of the things two things I learned from her that hopefully that will help other people. For years, I was purchasing this spray tan that I would spray and put it on my face and put it on my neck. And I mentioned it. She's like, do you know how many chemicals are in it? So I looked at I was like, first of all, it was an aerosol, which is out. The whole thing was chemicals. I was literally putting this on myself. And then when I would take my makeup off at night, I was using these towelettes, one use, which is terrible. And it was all chemicals. So I stopped using them. I stopped using hairspray. I made a lot of changes because I wasn't even aware of all these chemicals I was putting on myself.
Yeah, most people don't know. Most people they believe that advertising or commercials. Some, I don't know, actresses they look fancy, but I don't believe that they use the products. But anyway, most people who advertise a product don't use it; they just get paid for it. And the point is, what I always say is, if there's a commercial outside, a promotion outside, don't buy it. People wouldn't buy it voluntarily if there was not this pressure from the commercial. Well, I use beauty products too, to be honest. So for my skin, because I use very natural products to shower. But afterwards, I also use something for my skin. I'm getting older, also to protect my tattoos. I just know I use organic coconut oil. There's nothing in the coconut. I mean, it smells good, but just natural coconut oil. For example, I never use a sun cream or suntan. Never ever. It's so toxic. We know that cancer goes up with this. Never, and I never have a sunburn. But so again, avoid as much chemicals around in your food, in your beauty products, when you clean your house or your car or whatever. It's not healthy. It's always in the air. That's one thing to avoid. Second, other thing is avoid alcohol and cigarettes. Of course, we all know it's stressful. And then what you mentioned in the beginning, avoid, if possible, stress, especially emotional stress. We know that one of the hardest thing for your immune system to handle with is emotional stress. You produce a hell of free radicals with emotional stress. I would not recommend start smoking, but emotional stress is even worse than smoking. We know this. So emotional stress is the worst thing. And as I said in the beginning, most of the emotional stress is in your monkey mind. Most of it is in your monkey mind. I actually, well, in German, in English, you say to worry about something. In German, say wir machen uns Sorgen. Sorgen is worry, und wir machen is make. That is, we make worries. We make it here. Most of the worries never occur. We just make it. In German, we have a nice word. Wir machen uns Sorgen. We make it. We produce it. Most of the stress, we produce it ourselves.
Excellent points. And also, I think even if you're good in working through your stress, if you're constantly in toxic relationships or in toxic scenarios, then that's not healthy as well. So can you talk about that?
Your body will respond. So especially when you have kidney problems, it means that the relationship is not working well. Especially when you have lung problems or respiration problems, it means that you don't talk what's inside you. You never express your feelings in a relationship. Maybe you're a people pleaser, or you're emotionally attached, or you're emotionally addicted to this person, so you don't want to lose the other person. Your body gives you a sign, and the background is the immune system. But there are certain areas in your body that give you a sign what's going on in your mindset. But again, it's not always easy. I mean, I was in a toxic relationship for almost 5 years too. I mean, sometimes you're so emotional attached to somebody that you believe it's going better, it's going better, it's going better, it's going better. I, as a coach, I know it's never going better, but sometimes it's difficult in your own life. And as I said, I'm not a superhuman being too. I'm a human being with emotions, and sometimes I get triggered. Less and less, but it still happens to me too. But I know when I was emotionally attached in a toxic relationship, I didn't feel good. My asthma went. I had asthma in my childhood when I was sexually abused. For 6 years, I had a strong asthma. Then it went away, and it came back in this toxic relationship because it was the same emotion. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel loved. I felt emotionally abused, and then my asthma came back. And after finishing the relationship, I'm free of asthma. So yeah. Toxic relationships, especially. Also stress with your colleagues or with your boss in the work, it can be the same at the workplace in a job.
Definitely can. And that might be the first step to having awareness of what you're doing, in addition to the choices about food. Obviously, that's extremely important. And I've been speaking to people recently who have just told me they've never been exercising, and as they get older, they're not going to exercise. So what are your thoughts about the impact this has on your immune system?
Well, exercising is so important for the immune system. So besides a clean food, as I said in the beginning, exercising is so important. Really, on a daily basis. If you don't like a gym, maybe you just walk, not slowly, but a little bit faster, or you run or whatever. Exercising, doing sports is so important. Of course, you can overload exercise, and then you're harming your immune system again. Of course, when you do too much, it's not good. But some people say sport is not healthy. I know Winston Churchill in Europe, some said, in Germany it says sport is mord. I don't know how to express it in English. And some people say, okay, sport is not healthy. Yeah, that's true. When you over exercise, when you do more than you are trained to, of course, when you're not used to it, you can harm yourself, and you can also harm your immune system. But this is not an excuse not to exercise at all. So please exercise as much as possible. And the best way to be exercise is in nature, in fresh air. not in a city, not in a gym in a city with air conditioning. You don't know how many bacteria are going around in a gym. The best way is exercise outside in fresh air, if possible. So when you live in downtown, I know it's not possible. So go to the gym, exercise at the gym, and maybe you spend the weekend outside, out of town. But exercise, Dr. Jacalyn, yeah, absolutely, it's very important. And for all the people who never exercised, first of all, it's never too late. We know from research that when you exercise in your youth, when you're very young, it has a benefit of your body. But when you stop exercising, the benefit is gone. So it's even, of course, it's better when you exercise your whole life, but it's even better. You didn't exercise when you've been young and you start when you're getting older, has a more beneficial when you're getting older than exercising young and then stopping. So when you're older, you're listening, I will be 60 next year. When you're getting older, it's never, ever too late to start exercising. But find something that is fun too. And that you really want to exercise, not I have to. They told me it's healthy, I have to. When you force yourself, it's not good. Find something that you love. But exercise, yeah, absolutely important to boost your immune system.
Definitely, I agree with you. Roland, I just wanted to comment that where I am now in South Florida, yesterday I walked just under 4 miles. That was my first round of exercise. And it's interesting because I noticed that now I'm dealing with some other things, such as lizards, iguanas, snakes, swarms of gnats. Like you're walking, you just see, like all of a sudden they're out of nowhere. They're all over you. So it was kind of stressful because now there's snakes coming out. There's been so much rain. I see these giants. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm walking in the road. But anyway, that was my first round of exercise. Then I went to solid core, which, I'm obsessed with. And then I joined the gym so that I'm getting, and I'm not overtraining. I have a certain number of calories I have to burn and so many exercise minutes that I've set my watch to do. And so I'm enjoying all three aspects of it. But I do think also in nature, you never know what's out there. They live there, right? The creatures. So we have to be respectful of them as well.
Absolutely. When you live in Florida or in the outbacks of Australia or in South Africa, I would be careful, of course. I even had it on a golf course in South Africa. I saw more wild animals than in a zoo. Yeah, can happen everywhere. Yeah, but again, exercising in nature is the best thing. And when I've been living on the island of Mallorca, I had a gym that was about 3.5, 4 miles from my home. And in the beginning, I was driving my car and I said, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing? It's sunshine here. So I was riding my bicycle to the gym and riding it back. So I really had some cardio when I arrived at the gym. So yeah, I know people that get up at 5 in the morning and at 5:20, they run to the gym. 3 miles, 4 miles, 6 miles, 10 miles, whatever, and then work out and then run back and have a shower. So yeah, whatever's possible, move. Less car, more moving, more walking, more running, whatever. Exercise. Yeah, absolutely.
And I found also when I'm doing my walks outside, all of a sudden these ideas come to me. A lot of moves that I've made, strategic moves in business, were ideas that came when I was outside walking in nature. And I think you kind of get into the zone. Not everybody's going to be able to go out and walk 4 miles. Maybe it's a mile, whatever it might be. Maybe it's riding a bicycle. I don't know. But for me, I love to ride a spinning bike, but to ride a bike outside is not my favorite thing because you could get injured if you're not paying attention. You hit something.
Yeah, me too. I was mountain biking in the mountains where there are no cars, but I bought a racing bicycle in Mallorca to ride a bicycle in the street. But to be honest, I didn't feel comfortable. I stopped it again. I also love my spinning classes because the instructors in Spain, they're so much fun. They have amazing music and they're very encouraging, inspiring. I love the spinning. Absolutely, also in the class. But I have a dog. I always have dogs, and as I always say, the best for man's health is a dog, because whatever weather it is, rainy, sunshine, snow, you have to go out. So I love it. I love to have my dog because I am forced to go out, because sometimes you're in a comfort zone, you're tired from your job or whatever. But I found out, especially when I have a negative mood, I take 3-4 times a day for a walk, because I know when I'm out in nature and when I walk, when you're upright, when you change your state, you cannot be in a negative mood. Yeah? when you exercise or when you walk, when you run, whatever, you're always in a positive mood. So the best thing, not only for men, for women too, of course, is having a dog and walk the dog. It's a good one, and you can socialize. It's very healthy, absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely is. So there's multiple ways that people can boost their immune systems. It's just a matter of education and awareness. And of course, you and I are both aligned with Juice Plus. Do you want to talk about supplementation? How can that help boost your immune system?
Yeah, I mean, we can try to eat as healthy as we want, but to be honest, nutrition is not the same than years ago, because we have a lot of herbicides, pesticides. The soil is not that it has been before, so there are less nutrients like vitamins and minerals, for example, in veggies and vegetables and fruits and so on. And to be honest, sometimes it's difficult to really eat clean, especially when you have a job where you're traveling a lot. It's sometimes really challenging. It's also challenging when you have a family. I speak to women when you're working and you have to kids and stuff. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's difficult to get always the fresh stuff, cook fresh. I know it's challenging, and to be honest, it's also not very cheap. So sometimes it's more convenient to I don't know, to bring 4 frozen pizzas in a microwave or something. I understand this totally. So sometimes it's absolutely challenging. So for those occasions, it's good when to take supplements. And I as you know, I try to eat really healthy and work out, but I also supplement not only to not getting sick. It's not about staying healthy, but really to be more than healthy. Yeah. When you say zero, it's not sick. I don't want to go a minus, but I don't want to come to zero. I just want to go on 100 if possible. It's not possible at all. But you know what? I want to go over zero. So I want to be healthy. I want to be fit, and especially I want to be prepared for occasions like stress or what happens to me, so that can bother my immune system. So I want to be prepared and have a strong immune system. That's why I starting supplementing actually over 20 years ago. The next year, 30 years, that I met a product on the market that is natural, that is fruits, veggies, and berries. It's not artificial. It's not a few ingredients from a plant. So it's a whole food supplement. It's called Juice Plus, so meaning more than juice. It's a fruit capsule with 10 different fruits. It's a vegetable capsule, I guess 9 different vegetables. It's a berry capsule with 9 or 10 different berries and grapes. And it's an omega, I guess 3, 5, 7, 9, or 6, 9 omega that I'm taking them every single day, just to bridge the gap between the optimize and what I do on a daily basis. So it's not an excuse not to eat healthy. Absolutely not. So I always try to eat healthy, of course. But for me, it's bridging the gap between what I should eat and I eat on a daily basis. And then, to be honest, well, now I live in my motorhome, but before I was flying, I guess I don't know how many miles I had. I was flying every week. And so there's a lot of stress in the air. There's lots of radiation. You're with other people under the same air condition. You're on the airport, you're stressed, delays or whatever, or cancellations. So when I have stress, especially in winter time when the flu is coming, I was doubling or even tripling my supplement intake. That really helped me to boost my immune system. Absolutely. Yeah. I can highly recommend it to take a natural product like Juice Plus. And I'm a good example. As I said, I'm 30 next year. I don't take any medication, nothing. I even don't have any fillers in my teeth, nothing. And don't tell me it's the genes. My parents, my grandfather had bad teeth, so it's not about the genes. I just know what I'm doing. I just exactly know what I'm doing, and I love to. And I learned to love what I'm doing. That's what I learned to love to take care about my body, my temple. Yeah, that's what I do. But there are other options to boost my immune system. I do cold showers every day. So of course I start warm to clean myself, but I always stop very cold. I do ice bathing. I don't know if you're familiar in the US, the Wim Hof method. Wim Hof is a Dutch guy, very famous in ice swimming and ice snorkeling and stuff like that. So I do ice bathing, so that it has, I don't know how it's in Fahrenheit, it's 2 to 4 degrees Celsius. So it's almost frozen, the water. I stay there for a few minutes there. This is absolutely boosting my immune system. By the way, you get a good skin for that. So no orange skin, you get a really good skin. So I'm boosting my own immune system by cold showers, ice bathing, supplementation, healthy food, and avoiding. I don't smoke, and I avoid alcohol and stress. And and to be honest, I'm very privileged that I live in the countryside, in nature. I'm not one of this. I'm not living in a cage, meaning an apartment in the city. But supplementation is very, very helpful. Anyway, sorry.
Thank you, Roland. I just wanted to mention on social media, I saw that you were celebrating with, it looked like it was homemade pizza, and you mentioned frozen pizza. So can you just talk a little bit, if someone is interested? I love pizza. I'm a huge pizza person, but I'm not getting pizza from your grocer's freezer. I'll get pizza that's made right there in front of you. I know you can't eat the pizza every day, but it's much healthier, I imagine, if you see what's going into it and you're watching it being made.
Yeah, of course. I'm not a huge pizza fan, but actually, what you mentioned yesterday, I went to a friend's home, and he's he's an amazing guy about technique. I know he's a really nerd on that, and he has a lot of patience. And he helped me with my motorhome to fix some stuff. So I went there because he does it much better than any company I know. And besides, he's living in the countryside, in an amazing area, by the way, in a national park. And besides, there's an old kind of restaurant with a young guy. Actually, I guess they smoke a lot of weed inside. It's smelling a little bit strange there. And they have cool music, a lot of rock and reggae music, but they make an amazing pizza. Really. They told me when they make the, how to call it, what's the base of the pizza with the flour and the water. So they really, sorry?
Dough?
Yeah, the dough. So they really let the dough rest for 4 or 5 days, and always so I because normally when I eat pizza or stuff like that or bread, I have problems with my digestion system. So I'm guessing with this pizza, absolutely not. And he's only putting natural stuff on it, so local natural stuff. That's where we had this pizza. My friend, who is on the other side of the photo, is a vegan guy, so he had only veggies. I just had fresh, really good mozzarella. Yeah. When I know it's a good pizza, I eat it sometimes, but I never, to be honest, I tried once. Friends of mine invited me to this supermarket pizza, and this is not a pizza. Sorry, guys, this is not a pizza. And to be honest, I can tell you a story, guys. I had a very good friend, my still very good friend. I can name it because he's the CEO of one of the largest food producing companies in Europe, or maybe in the world. I don't know. And we had a discussion about frozen pizza 15 years or 16 years ago. And I said, how is it working? Because I'm always interested in business and economy. How does it work? And I said, because the pizzas actually in the supermarket is quite cheap. Even in the restaurant, you pay, I don't know how it's in the US, in Europe, you pay between $12 and $20 for a pizza, or euros. It's almost the same here, so they're not cheap anymore. And when you go to the supermarket, you get them for $1.99 or something, or $2.99. I don't know what the prices are actually. And I told them, how can you do this? And I said, Roland, the crazy thing is we don't decide this. So the supermarket chain come to us and said, we want to sell a pizza, let's say for $1.99. We pay you as a producer 99 cents. Yeah. And so I know I get 99, I get thousands, they order thousands of pizza, but I get per pizza, I get 99 cents for in this example. So I have to have a profit margin for my shareholders of, let's say, 10, 15%, whatever. Yeah. Figure. Then I have administration fees and distribution fees, of course. So 99% minus 10% or 15% or whatever is the margin, and the distribution fee and the administration fee, and the rest is the money. Sorry, a little frog. Unfortunately, I didn't prepare any water today. Yeah, I'm okay. I didn't prepare water. So the rest is. The rest of the money is left what we can buy on ingredients, and that's what you get. So it's not that we compose or design a pizza and try to sell it at the best price. No, the supermarket chain tells us exactly how much money we get. Then you can imagine from 99 cents, let's say 60 cents are left. Then you can imagine what kind of quality you get on this pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. So something else I just wanted to bring up as we're coming towards the close of the show is I've heard from various people who are on a budget and they take a lot of the money that they have and they use it for food, because that's a big expense for them and their family. And so what one person shared is they're eating a lot of fast food because it's inexpensive compared to some other options. And I think that can really be a trap, depending. I mean, I'm not surveying what any of these fast food companies are putting out there, but what are your thoughts about a diet of fast food?
I'm smiling because we have a huge scandal in my home country, because the chancellor in Austria said it was unofficially, somebody took a smartphone and made a video. It was not an official statement. So when he was with his colleagues together in politics, he said, because we actually in I don't know it's in Europe, but here in Europe people are really suffering. Everything is very, very expensive. The prices went up like crazy. Some things really doubled or tripled here. Everything is really, really expensive here. And you know, this guy gets I don't know 250,000 or something on salary, and he was arguing with his friend, with his political friends, and he said, I don't understand what people are saying, because when they can afford a warm meal a day, they should go to McDonald's. You get a burger for 140. And I said, fucking bastard, what are you talking about? First of all, it's not 150. I was Googling, it's more expensive, and it's not healthy at all. Well, I don't know, but here when you go to McDonald's or to Burger King, well, I don't go there, to be honest. But sometimes I see the prices. It's between $8 and $10 when you get it a full meal with no French fries and this soft drinks. I think it's not cheap. It might be cheaper than a restaurant, but but the point is, even if you save money in the beginning, you will spend it later to go to see a doctor, to go to the pharmaceutical store and to cure yourself. So you spend it later, or maybe you spend more lifetime. So maybe you live not as long as you are supposed to be. Maybe you cannot enjoy your life that you normally could, because you're sick, or you have I don't know, obesity or diabetes or whatever. So junk food is not a good idea at all. Absolutely. I know it's convenient, yeah, especially more and more. I don't know, a lot of women who are not cooking. I know that when you look commercials, that they try to tell you that it's clean, that it's healthy. It's not. It's just crap. It's just crap, to be honest. Sorry. And we have a huge lawsuit going on in Europe. It's a very famous cook, Jamie Oliver. I don't know if you've heard about him. He's very famous. Jamie Oliver, a UK cook, very, very famous. And he won a lawsuit against McDonald's because he said it's crap, it's toxic, it's ammoniac, it's toxic, and he won the lawsuit. Yeah, I had a friend of mine who he still has 7 McDonald's franchise systems, but he never eats his own shit. Sorry guys for that, but I tell it like it is. Never. It's not healthy. It's crap. It's absolutely crap.
Well, there you have your answers. Roland, if somebody wants to join us in our Juice Plus mission to bring awareness, what can they do?
The best way is contact Dr. Jacalyn, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck on USA Global TV and Radio, or myself, and let us know what is your goal, why you're interested in supplementing, what is your daily base on nutrition, and then we find a good solution. What I can say on Juice Plus is it works, it's practical, and it's affordable, and it's easy to take. It's not expensive, and it's working. It's absolutely working. So if you're interested in boosting your immune system, or your kids, by the way, kids get it for free for 4 years. When you really want to do something good, because we spend money on so much things that we really don't need, but you want to spend something good, contact Dr. Jacalyn or myself, and we're gonna help you to get the best product.
All right. Thank you so much. Roland, what's the best way for people to reach out to you, and what are the services and the value you can bring to them?
Oh, much. We're going to run out of time when I sell what I'm doing. Well, the best way is go to my website. It's www.rolandfriedl.com. I spell it. It's ROLANDFRIEDL.com. There you see all my service, what I'm doing. I have a very broad experience in many, many things. First of all, I'm a business consulting and a trainer. I have a lot of experience in running my own businesses. First of all, in the corporate world, I guess I was the youngest member of our board of directors in a company at a very fast career that I left corporate world. I started some businesses, some very successful, 2 failed. And I'm okay with this because it was a learning process, absolutely. So I can give all this experience to my customers. So first of all, I consult businesses, mostly international businesses like Xerox, OpenText, so worldwide, international, huge companies. That's what we do with my team. But I also help up startups, companies, single entrepreneurs. That's my main thing. And yeah, I'm doing men's work, a lot of men's work. I run a German platform on men's work, and I'm very engaged in the environment. And like here in the show, I really love to not finger pointing, but inspire people to live a healthy lifestyle, because the world is amazing, opportunity is amazing. We have thousands of different illnesses, but we only have one health. And especially once you lose it, then you know exactly what was lost. So don't wait until the day that it's happening. That's what they call prevention. Be preventive. Work out, eat clean, drink a lot of water, sleep well, and supplement. And get out of toxic relations.
Thank you, Roland. Great way to end the show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We're coming right back with the Mallorca Connection, and we're going to be discussing when you're eating alone, how can you turn that into a positive and maybe make some real inroads for your career. We're going to be talking with Roland about that afterwards. So we'll see you very soon, less than 20 minutes. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.